If you've ever felt awkward or if you've ever been called cringe in your life, you must know that you're doing something right, because being cringe is your doorway to success. This is the key how you're gonna get the life of your dreams, because the entry to any sort of field is feeling awkward, is being cringe. This is the entry that everybody has to go through. When you start expressing yourself, posting something, when you start being seen in a different way, in more authentic way, you will always be labeled as cringe. It is uncomfortable, it is unfamiliar because you've never done this before. But this is the process you have to go through in order to reach your own level of success. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alina and I help women reinvent themselves and step into their power. Welcome to 2026. I still have my Christmas tree up, so still pretty much in the Christmas mood, but hopefully taking it down very soon because I'm ready for 2026 and I'm taking you along with me. I thought this is a perfect time for this topic because probably you're starting new projects, or you want to start your channels, or you want to start businesses, or you want to have new habits. But to achieve any level of success in whatever field you decide to, you need to experience entry fee. You must be willing to look inexperienced because you don't have that experience yet. You've never done this before. You might sound and look awkward at the beginning. You might look cringe. You might be labeled as being cringe by other people. A lot of the people are not aware of this entry cost, of the entry fee that comes with starting something new. And a lot of us actually give up because we haven't gone through the process of being cringe. We haven't gone through the stage where, yes, you don't have the experience yet. But once you go through the stage, you'll start reaching the milestones. But a lot of people don't even get to the point because they give up faster than actually hitting those milestones ahead of them. A lot of you will rather be invincible and not speak up and not be seen just because you want to appear perfect, just because of the image that you created in your head, or how friends see you, or family sees you, or maybe your partner. But if you're trying to make an impact and create something that feels authentic to you, you have to have audacity. You have to have audacity to be seen, to be imperfect, to be just as you are. When you step out of your comfort zone and you start doing unfamiliar things that feel kind of foreign to you, yeah, you start feeling awkward because it's not something you've experienced before. You feel very confident and calm, and you feel so relaxed when you've done something so many times. Why? Because you've had the experience. You've done it over and over again. When you haven't done this before, you will not feel confident at the beginning. You have to accept the fact that you will feel awkward at the beginning stages. And that's a part of it that you have to just pass through. It's not going to be like that forever. Trust me, you're watching my video right now, and I've had so many tries and fails and errors to get to this point to be at least somewhat comfortable on camera. Because when you look at my videos 2 years ago, I honestly sucked. I felt so awkward recording those videos. It was so new to me and foreign, but I had this desire and mission to continue doing what I do best, is inspiring other women. After I passed through this awkward and cringe stage, I realized that, you know what? Yeah, that was the stage that I had to go through. After me experiencing these cringe and awkward moments with myself, I feel so powerful because I've done that already. I'm not scared to start over. I'm not scared to start anything over because I know that this phase, it just goes by really fast. You just have to have the courage and the audacity to actually start doing that and not give up. It is especially true when you have a very polished self-image that you've created online or in personal life, and you have this idea of how people perceive you. It's how your friends describe you, or how your parents describe you, or your partner, how he sees you. And you start overthinking, oh my God, are they gonna think that I'm this or that? But I used to be like another way. And this loop of trying to be perfect and polished actually is stopping you from achieving your success in whatever you are going to start. This embarrassment that you experience when you do something new, when you start something new, when you're seen in a different light, is completely normal. It's completely normal. And even more importantly, it's actually natural. If you've ever started something and people started saying, oh, you're so cringe, you have to remember that most of the time, these people, they start hating you just because they don't have the courage to do what you already are doing. They're mocking you because they don't have the courage to do what you're already doing. Let that sink in. Think about it. The same people who judge you in the beginning will never survive the vulnerability that it takes to start. When you start something new, they don't understand you. They label you as being cringe. They think you're awkward. When you stay consistent and you actually start producing some results, they're quietly watching. When you start improving and actually yielding even better results, they start actually observing you even closer. And they start wondering, how the hell did she get to that point where she's confident, where she's comfortable, where she's actually becoming successful? And when you start winning and actually becoming successful, they start asking for advice. They start asking questions. How did you do it? What is your secret? How did you get that done? How did you get to that level? How did you get to that point? The same people that are calling you cringe and that are your haters at the beginning, they will be your secret fans at the end of it when you actually start winning. It is a cycle that repeats itself because a hater is more likely to become your biggest fan than somebody who doesn't actually care about you. When you trigger something inside of them for them to call you cringe, it means that they actually don't have the audacity and the courage to start what you're already doing. If they say that you filming your YouTube videos is cringe, it's because they don't have the courage to do the same thing. They're actually super scared to be seen. They're scared to be perceived in a different way. They're scared that people might leave some comments and actually say their opinions about them or what they say. They don't have the courage that you have. You have to remember that. The key to your success here actually is not to focus on the perception or how people view you or what they say, is to actually focus on your own progress, how you improve, not based on the metrics, actually focusing on the progress that you made. How authentic are you in your expression? Always focus on your internal progress. How consistent were you? Were you more clear this month than the month before? Were you more comfortable doing what you love doing this month compared to last month? Really focus on how you feel compared to what you felt before, because this is the real metrics that matter. The worst metric that you can have is, did they like me? Or how was I perceived by them? Or how did I sound to them? This is the worst metric that you can have. Compare yourself only to yourself, not to the perception of the other people that we don't even know about. We cannot control that. Focus on what you can control, is your consistency, is your energy, not the perception of other people, because perceptions of other people are none of our business. Focus on how you feel in the moment. Focus on your discipline. Focus on your comfort level. Focus on how you show up. You know how I said that being cringe is the price that you pay at the beginning? But cringe doesn't last that long, but regret, it lasts forever. You don't want to be at the end of your life thinking, oh, I should have started that, I should have done that, I should have opened that business, I should have talked to that person, just because you felt like it was cringe, just because you felt awkward. Time is fleeting and the only moment you have is now. So if you're still scared of being seen, of being called cringe, you have to remember that this stage, it passes through so fast, but the life of your dreams is already waiting for you right now. And it's up to you whether to take those courageous steps or just stay where you are and hope for the best. But if you actually decide to be cringe, I want you to remember that it's a proof that you were brave enough to stay outside of the version of you that was designed to play small. My wish for you is to make 2026 your year when you finally start choosing yourself and stop thinking about what other people might think and start choosing your dreams, your life, no matter how cringe it may look, because it's all temporary and all the success is just ahead of you. See you soon.